U.S. ramps up pressure on Saudi Arabia to allow aid to Yemen amid humanitarian crisis. White House spokeswoman Sarah Sanders said in a statement on Wednesday that the Saudis must completely allow food, fuel, water and medicine to reach the Yemeni people, as it is needed immediately. She went on to add, "We call on the Saudi-led coalition to facilitate the free flow of humanitarian aid and critical commercial goods, including fuel, through all Yemeni ports and to restore commercial flights through Sanaa Airport. The Iranian-backed Houthi militias must allow food, medicine, and fuel to be distributed throughout the areas they control, rather than diverted to sustain their military campaign against the Yemeni people." The Saudi-led military coalition, who are currently fighting the Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen's civil war, started a siege of ports a month ago, following Saudi Arabia's interception of a missile fired towards its capital Riyadh from Yemen. Houthi forces control Sanaa as well as a large amount of Yemen, where over 2 years of fighting has killed more than 10,000 people, destroyed the country's infrastructure and left a further 7 million people on the brink of starvation. Saudi Arabia has been heavily criticized for killing civilians in airstrikes and for its tight blockade of the country. The country has accused Iran of arming the Houthi rebels and supplying them with missiles which have been fired into Saudi territory. The past week has seen a massive ramp-up in violence after Houthi rebels claimed to have fired a missile at Abu Dhabi, a popular tourist hotspot. Saudi Arabia retaliated by stepping up airstrikes on Yemen's capital Sanaa. Saudi Arabia is backing the government in its civil war against Houthi rebels, who are supported by Iran. The White House has also condemned the Houthi movement's repression of political opponents in the capital, Sanaa, which included killing former Yemen President Ali Abdullah Saleh. They also said negotiations were necessary to end violence in Yemen. U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said earlier this week, "I think we've been clear when it comes to Yemen. We have called for, and President Trump himself called for this week, a complete end to the blockade of Yemen, a reopening of all the ports to not just humanitarian assistance but commercial delivery as well, because about 80% of the food comes in on commercial shipments. We are asking that Saudi Arabia allow that access." A statement from the White House on Friday said, "We call on the Saudi-led coalition to facilitate the free flow of humanitarian aid and critical commercial goods, including fuel, through all Yemeni ports and to restore commercial flights through Sanaa Airport. We urge all parties to immediately cease hostilities, re-energize political talks and end the suffering of the Yemeni people."